I'm going to quickly get in Major Mohammed Ali Shah on the broadcast with me. What a strong gesture that has been made by the Government of India, by NSA Ajit Doval himself. You yourself were present during this interfaith conference. You heard NSA Doval make that speech. There were other dignitaries from different faiths, including from Muslim faith, from Christian faith, or other religions that were also present. Now, there was a twofold resolve that was made with regards to banning the PFI, which is a terrorist organization and has continued to foment trouble, has found its name associated with the recent beheadings, attacks and killings that have taken place in name of religion. And the second point that was very important that was made by the man was there would be no use of religion, of gods, goddesses, the prophet, to then build debates, discussions, particularly on television screens. Like I mentioned, there have been several of these channels that have been providing their platform for fomenting trouble, for having these slugfests which are of no use whatsoever, but only go about fomenting more trouble in our country. While we at NewsX have been the lone voice, where we have been bringing moderate, progressive voices like yours on the platform and spreading the message of communal peace and harmony within the communities of our country.
Absolutely, Megha. It was very, very important to have this interfaith dialogue, this interfaith conference yesterday, and I was very fortunate. It was an honor to be speaking at an event where the NSA, Mr. Ajit Doval, was the chief guest. And of course, the whole point is, it's not just the government of India alone, it is the Muslim community also which disowns those radicals who give a bad name to the entire community. Why should somebody like Muhammad Ali Shah have to bear the brunt of what these radicals have done, who have brought a bad name to the community, who have defamed the community, who are the true enemies of Islam? The Islamophobia we talk about today, when people are scared of people who wear a skull cap or a beard, is because of scoundrels like these who give a bad name to the community. That is why it was very, very essential to bring forward a moderate, a balanced, a mature, a patriotic voice to tell everyone, to convey a message loud and clear to the country that, listen, the Muslim community is not like that at all, and any organization which deals in radicalism and extremism, which is destructive for the nation, which is a threat to the nation, should be banned straight away, forthwith.
Yeah.
Because what happened ultimately, a right-thinking Muslim like me, Megha, would suffer. I would wear the brunt. So our ideology is very different from what these radicals. That is their interpretation of Islam, and the actual meaning of jihad in actual terms, technical terms, it actually means struggle. Jihad actually means struggle, but unfortunately and sadly, it has been relegated to a term of terrorism because of these radicals who have come out with killing and beheadings. And which religion will teach you to kill someone or behead? If Prophet Muhammad, he himself would not have been happy, he would have been very unhappy, and he would have been...
I completely agree with you, and like I said, there is a need to bring the progressive voices, to bring the moderate voices as the harbingers, as the voice of the community who are going to be the change makers. And it's heartening to know Major Mohammed Ali Shah, and if you could give me a little more insight into the proposal that has been put forth when it comes to your appointment as the chairperson or the member of the Ajmer Dargah Committee. This is something that we had been propagating, that voices like you need to stand up and be in the leadership positions to bring about this transformational change that is required.
Thank you, Megha. Thank you very much. I commend your intelligence, your research and your information. I mean, it is really, I will tell you, the whole idea started off on 8th of July from your channel only, incidentally. We were speaking on your channel about the Udaipur beheading. In fact, Mr. Feroz Ahmed, who was there on your channel, and I was there on the same panel, and this idea, he made a passing by remark on your channel. As they say, a small spark can catch a fire, a small stone in the water, a small throw of stone can cause a tsunami, right? So it was his idea actually, through the idea on your channel itself, and that picked up momentum. Thereafter, he recommended the idea to the Ministry of the Minority Ministry. Mrs. Smriti Irani is the officiating he threw the idea to her on 8th of July, and now suddenly the idea has picked up, and I have no clue. Suddenly, even yesterday for that matter, there were a whole lot of people from the Ajmer Sherif Dargah who were there and who were congratulating me prematurely, in fact.
Yes.
And I was like, no, I wasn't, I didn't know. My grandfather, incidentally, was the administrator of the Ajmer Sharif Dargah for almost a decade. So my uncle, Mr. Nasiruddin Shah, did his education from Ajmer, from St. Anselm. He went there. So when people are congratulating me as the chair, I was like, no, it's still premature. It hasn't been decided as yet. But yes,
well, we're just fingers crossed. We hope that you do get the appointment. You would be the right person or at the helm of affairs when it comes to the leadership, showing the Muslim community the right path, what jihad actually means. I thank my panelists for joining me on the broadcast.